Well, hello everyone.
Hi.
Hi, rabbis.
Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. And Cantor Ben David, we will just channel a little bit of that beautiful lodge feeling of Maine. Like I feel like I'm inhaling just a little bit like of that cedar wood that's
I'll
just
bring
right
it back.
around you there.
Yeah,
Mm.
bringing it
Mhm.
back soon.
No moths. All the cedar.
That being said, I have to say that Chicago's super beautiful.
I can
And it's
imagine.
been wonderful to be getting out on the river and the lake. And so that's also been pretty nice. So I know today we are, Rabbi Galman, you have something that you've been thinking about and that you wanted to bring to us.
Yeah, so been thinking a lot about time and what is like our time in the week and all of this. Uh, how does Shabbat feel different? How does every part of this, how does Monday feel different than Tuesday? And so one of those incredible people, incredible rabbis, incredible teachers who talks about time and Shabbat is Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel. And if you know me as one who quotes Heschel often. So in the book The Sabbath, which I think I left at Temple, um, in this book, Heschel writes in a way of trying to explore what and where is Shabbat. He writes these words: Judaism is a religion of time, aiming at the sanctification of time. Unlike the space-minded man to whom time is unvaried, iterative, homogeneous, to whom all hours are alike, quality-less, empty shells, the Bible senses the diversified character of time. There are no 2 hours alike. Every hour is unique, and the only one given at the moment, exclusive and endlessly precious. The meaning of the Sabbath is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things in space. On the Sabbath, we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It's a day in which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. I've been thinking a lot about what Shabbat has meant for me, what time and space has meant for me. Right? Being here with you all, I am transported. I'm transported from this four walls of this office in my home to your homes, to Maine, to this special place in time that the four of us have created right here and right now. And Shabbat is similar. All of a sudden, I feel really transported to a moment where I'm with 150, 200 of my favorite people coming together to sing together, to pray together. And so I've been also thinking about what are the things in my week that are a sanctuary of time that are really focused. And one of those that's been really speaking to me is the time spent at the park. Mayan and I have rediscovered a park that is about a 10-minute walk from our home, Winnemac Park. And we go, we bring our blanket, we bring our dog, and we just will sit and read. We'll do the crossword together. We'll tell Shmuley to lay down, tell Shmuley to lay down, tell Shmuley to lay down. And it is a place in time that is really a sanctuary for us. We're not on our phones. We're just interacting with each other in the beauty of the outdoors. And that's been a really nice experience. So I want to turn to you all. Cantor Ben David, what are you thinking about for your sanctuary in time?
Well, I know you guys were going to think that I was just going to say it's all about Maine. And Maine's pretty great, and they do earn that sign the way life should be as you drive in. But I was thinking about it, and actually, the most sacred time that I had in the last couple of weeks was on my way driving to Maine. I'd never driven from Chicago, I always drove from New York.
Mm.
So I had this whole other completely different experience that I was driving through, and it was wonderful. I just couldn't believe how gorgeous, how stunning the drive was. But then all of a sudden, I passed Sturbridge, Massachusetts, and that was always the spot that my family stopped at right as we hit that last sort of 5 hour leg to Maine. And we used to eat at a special bakery there. And so from Sturbridge, Massachusetts, all the way till I got to literally made my kids take a picture of them in front of my mom's childhood home that she lived in Portland. And then I drove past LL Bean and said, "There's LL Bean." And really what was happening is I was having this incredible sanctuary of 7 hours of living these different journeys and trips, but they were all familiar to me. And it was sacred. It was super comforting. And it was long before I hit Maine. So there you go.
Nice.
I have been finding Shabbat to be a real sanctuary in time, and specifically the trio of the candle lighting, wine, and challah to me is a moment that feels like this sanctuary that has been built up in me throughout my entire lifetime. And so when I am lighting those candles and smelling the smells and tasting the taste of the challah, I'm in this old sanctuary, but it's old and it's present, and I'm in kind of many parts of myself at once, and it's really portable. Like, I've done it on Zoom, I've done it on my balcony, in the past I've done it in like weird, when we were kids, my mom used to bring, if we were traveling, she would bring a little kit so we could even do it kind of covertly at restaurants, because that was the only time we would eat at restaurants on a Friday night, as if we were on family vacation. And so yeah, it's really traveled with me through time, and I'm really appreciating it right now and the kind of pause that it brings into my life.
Nice.
Oh, I love that. And I love that for both you, Rabbi Singer, and for you, Cantor Ben David, that it's this collapsing of the past and the present and appreciating both at once, as far as just it being so enriching. Like, that's a sanctuary. And I love, Rabbi Gelman, that for you, it's being able to just take that time in this beautiful, spacious spot, and for that to be what you create as far as this beautiful sanctuary of time. And I'll say that for me, especially since we've been Zooming from home for Shabbat, that there are two times where I find myself so captured in a sanctuary in such a beautiful way. The first is that we now have this tradition in our house that the boys are always going to be with us for the candle lighting and for the Kiddush. They might not stay for the whole service, but I love that they're there and they're so engaged in that moment, especially Ben, when he can slurp down that wine. Well, it's grape juice. Let me just be honest here. It's grape juice. And for Eli, he's always going to be lighting the candles, and he takes such pride and honor to do that lighting. And for them to be so engaged with us, it means so much. And then I have this new tradition where once I'm back, especially if I'm not the person who's leading the beginning of the service, I take a moment and I just scroll through all the frames of the Zoom and see our whole community there. And I just like, there is such a wave of just love and sanctuary and welcome and community, like all at once, that it just fills me that I get to be with my family here and be with my family there. And it's just, yeah, it is that sacred collapsing of so many different universes at once that feels like a real sanctuary. I love this prompt, Rabbi Gelman. It's something that I think about a lot. And I find in these days like that I just so need those sanctuaries. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of each one of yours as well and try to have that I actually, sometimes it's like that real vicarious enjoying of something different that can bring me a sanctuary, even just in my imagination. So thank you everyone for having this just enriching conversation that feels just like a little bit of a sanctuary right here, right now.
Yeah.
You guys are my sanctuary too. I'll be back soon. Okay. I mean it.
Can't wait.
Terrified of all these kids.
We miss you. We miss you and we feel you all at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the awesome prompt, Rabbi Gelman.
Thanks. Thanks. One of my favorites. Nice. Well, have a wonderful week.